For those of you that have been watching my channel, you should be aware, well, not because you watch my channel, but most people that watch my channel for World of Tanks are pretty informed on the game. And so we have the sunset announcement for the Jagdtiger 88. This tank has been around since pretty much the beginning of the game, and they've decided to pull it from the premium shop. It's one of these preferential matchmaking tanks. And, oh, there's Black Chicken. Hold on. So, I've done a review on this already. If you guys want, like, detailed information on the tank, go ahead and watch the review. I'm not the greatest player with it. I definitely have not... Let's see. Well, it's gotten better. For a long time, I was carrying like a 42, 43% win rate with this. I've gotten it up to 48%. It is one of my most played tanks with 384 battles. I know a lot of you guys have tanks that have way more battles. Decent average experience is 660, and actually, of my top played tanks, that is the highest. So if you look at like the Super Pershing, it's 586. So that's pretty impressive. Not that that's a great score, but that's good experience. So let's go real quickly over the goods and the bads. If you guys want to see the more detailed one, like I said, I already have this up, but it's from an older version. So I wanted to run one now with patch 9.9 because this is really when you're going to be considering it, and this is probably the last thing that you're going to see before this tank is gone. So once again, when I say they're removing it, I don't mean that those of you that have it are going to lose it. We will still have this tank, but if you haven't purchased it, your opportunity to purchase it will be going away in about 2 to 3 weeks. So 9.10 is in test right now. I would imagine it's going to be released in 2 weeks. They're going to remove it from the in-game store at that point, and then 2 weeks later they're going to be removing it from the premium shop. So if you're going to want to get this tank, now's the time to do it if you've been waiting for it. So let's go ahead over the pros and cons. Pros. Well, the first and best thing about this tank destroyer is that it has the long 88. That is the same gun that is on the Tiger when it's fully upgraded. It actually is the first gun you get on the Tiger 2, but it works very well on the Tiger 2. It's not a bad gun. It's got 202 penetration, and it also does about 240 damage. Because of its smaller size, it costs a lot less. It costs a lot less than some of the other premium tanks on its tier. So each round is about $250, $260. Once again, that's a lot less expensive than, let's say, the IS-6, where the rounds are $1,000. So you don't spend as much money when you fire rounds. Now, that's a good thing because you're going to be firing a lot of rounds out of this tank. With that 88 gun comes a decent rate of fire. And with a fully trained crew, you can pop a bullet off between 4 and 5 seconds. But it's a pretty decent reload rate for a gun that does 240 damage. In fact, it's almost like a machine gun. It really is a fast reload. So that's a great feature about the tank. Another great thing about the tank, it's got the Rock of Gibraltar up front. It's really hard to penetrate the front of this tank from this line here. And I don't know if you can see my mouse. I think you can. But from that upper armor plate up to here, this is all really hard armor. Now, your machine gun port is a weak spot, but if you give it a little bit of angling, people are going to still have a hard time penetrating it. But it is penetrable. If they have over 180, 190 penetration, they're probably going to get through that port. Also, the bottom half of this tank, that lower plate, is a weak spot. As with all of the German tanks, really. Most of the German tanks have that weak spot. So you're going to want to pull up to a rock, or hull down doesn't work so good because it doesn't have great gun depression. But it's not bad, but it's not great. If you can find a rock pile or part of a mountain that comes out and covers that corner and this part, you're golden. So those are two things that are really good about this tank. Another really good thing about the tank that's not a necessarily an armor statistic or a weapon statistic is that it makes a lot of money. It's actually, some people say that it's the best earner per game overall. Like it's net income, and it's not necessarily the gross income, but the net income, because of the lower cost of the shells and the fact that it can do so much damage because of the rate of fire. It really can bring home the bacon. And a lot of people say that this is their best earner. I would agree with that. This tank, I've probably had more 100,000 credit games in than any other tank that I own. And I get them I don't want to say fairly frequently, but I get them pretty frequently. So it's a great earner, and it's good at making money. So that brings us to the negative parts of this tank, and it definitely has some negatives. First of all, you're going to notice that even with the 700 horsepower engine, you're pushing over 70 tons, so you're a little bit under. At the max weight is 74. I'm sorry. My current configuration is at 70.38. So where I'm configured, I'm at just under 10 tons per what is it, horsepower or whatever. So I forget, it's like usually it's like 10 to 1 or per, yeah, it's like 70 pounds. I don't remember how it works out, but it's not a good power to weight ratio what we're seeing. You should have like a 12 to 1 or 13 to 1 to be a decent mobility tank. This does not have that. So it is a slug. And so what that means is two things. One, it's really easy, especially in this day and age with the current patch that we're on. There's a lot of people playing scouts and light tanks and light mediums. And there's a lot of fast-moving tanks in the game now that really kind of made these older, slower-moving tanks obsolete. And that is kind of true of real life, too, if you think about it. The Jagdtiger 88 and any of the Jagdtigers in real life were pretty much, you roll them into position, you hide them, and then when the enemy comes over the ridge, you have a line of these waiting and you blast at the enemy in the hopes that you stop them. They're not really meant to get into knife fighting combat. So that is a problem that this tank suffers. You will get circled to death quite frequently. Now, it all depends on who you run up against. I've had situations where I've gotten into a valley and I've been able to sit there and hold 3 or 4 tanks back because none of them were brave enough to try to flank me. And every time they'd pop out, I'd pop a track or do a little bit of damage, and it would scare them off. But if you have good players that you're going against, which you do frequently, you're going to get overrun. Oh, and I totally forgot another pro. This thing has premium matchmaking. So tiers 8 and 9 only. You will not see tier 10 unless you make a stupid platoon. So that's another great thing about this tank. So anyway, the mobility, of course, is what affects the tank worst of all. And that is going to also mean that you are an RD magnet because they all know you're slow. Your top speed is 28 kilometers an hour. You might get that on a good day with a breeze at your back heading downhill. You might hit 28 kilometers an hour. It's not horribly bad on mobility, but it's not really good either. It's a big, slow tank, and that's how you play it. So keep those things in mind if you're thinking about purchasing it. Right now, I think they have it on sale, but it's not much of a sale. This is cheaper than a lot of the Tier 8 premium heavies and some of the other... Well, this is really the only tank destroyer, I think, at Tier 8. So at $44, it weighs in probably $6 or $7 less than some of the other competitors. However, and it also is a great money maker. So here you have a tank that's a little bit cheaper and it makes more money than some of the bigger tanks. So I personally, just from a like standpoint, this can be a chore to play. It can also be a lot of fun. But in general, I'd say on the fun scale, you're looking at 6 out of 10. It's not a perfect 10 for sure. In fact, it's not even a perfect 8. It's more like a 6. It can be kind of fun to play. It's not a blast to play. But if you need to make money, boy, this thing is really good at doing it. So, yeah, thumbs up for this as far as making money. And if you're looking for a good money-making tank or a German trainer for tank destroyers, it's got a huge crew. You can fit everybody in here from pretty much every German tank that there is, with it, even an extra guy, because the radio guy is my Jagdtiger guy. But it's a great training tank. So those things make me say that this is definitely a thumbs up. Once again, it's not the greatest tank in the world, and it's not the most fun to play. But it does make money, and it does train your crew. And that's what it's for. So it does those things very well, and it's definitely worth a look. So if you haven't purchased this tank yet and you've been interested in it, this is your time to do it. I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. I will not say that it's not worthwhile. So let's go ahead and take it out for battle. Black Chicken said he wants to join, so that'll be fun. Hopefully we'll win some battles. Usually when I run with Black Chicken, we do really well. So, but we'll see. All right, here we have crappy matchmaking, and it's on my least favorite map. This is the map that I always get stuck on. Sacred Valley. Thank you. I get this map every time I play, at least 30% of the time that I play. So I'm running premium fuel. I'm hoping that that'll speed things up a little bit. I took out my fire extinguisher because this tank doesn't catch fire often. However, you will find that the motor gets shot out a lot. So when they shoot through that front plate, your weak spot, you do lose your motor. And this tank is really hard to drive with a broken motor. It's pretty dang slow. So you can see here, even with premium fuel, look how slow this thing is. It's a slug. Now, I did want to point out my reload rate. I was incorrect. It is 4.56. So with my crew and my setup, I'm running at roughly 4.5 seconds on a reload. And that is no slouching matter. You know, to be able to fire off a round that does 240 damage every 4 seconds, every 4.5 seconds, that is just brutal for your enemy. Uh-oh. Spotted already. See where BC goes. He just shot the rock. That's funny.
Das muss wehtun.
Oh, a little behind him. No, I'm not in a good spot, so I'm gonna head out of here because this is. I've been spotted now, obviously, and I'm in a spot where this tank does not thrive. You need to get that front plate covered. There's an M103 looking right at me, so let's see if I can get some shots on this dude. M103 is a tough customer for this tank because he's one of those tanks that can pen right through you. You can see there he bounced though.
Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt. Der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung. Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt.
Yeah, and I'm derping him. Not getting any kills though, but all right. So we're gonna move this way. Probably won't come back out. Black Chicken has rushed off, and so once again. Here with the premium fuel, you might be better off just carrying the fire extinguisher because it's really not doing you any good. No favors. But you saw there, I bounced that shot off the M103. Oh, and he found Black Chicken. Come on, BC. It's going to be a little while. Oh, no. Afraid of getting bottom out there. Our team is just crushing them right now. This Bulldog is going to come after Black Chicken. I'm going to see if I can help him. Come on, BC. No! It's another great thing about a fast-firing gun. You can take those wrist shots because it's not going to be a long time before you can fire again. And, yep, Black Chicken just took out that M103. Our team, yay. Yay for us. Their team, boo. Boo for them. Looks like they've got an AFK T-34 possibly. AFK. We got WZs. Waffentrager's a nasty monster tank. Crap. Oh, I got him. Oh, no, Black Chicken got him. Did I get him? No, Black Chicken got him. I don't know why I wasn't hitting him, but I wasn't. This T-34 probably just got in the game and was like, what? Yeah, what? What are you guys doing? T-49. Now there's your danger with this tank, but wow. I mean, our team is just rocking. Well, I'm not really doing much anything, but T-30 if he's got the big gun. Well, either the second gun or the third gun is a danger for you. But knock the buildings down. Hang on. I don't want to get too far forward here. T-30 is such a weird tank. I hated mine. I just couldn't get the rhythm of it. Erwischt. So long. Or as they say in Germany, Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, somebody else got him. I couldn't get aim fast enough. Crap cycles. T-29's about to go down hard. Yeah, not a bad battle. Chicken and I both have 2 kills. Didn't do a ton of damage, but wasn't bad either. And Got that awesome scout shoot, so I'm spotted at this point. T-44. Don't want to tangle with him, honestly. He can't penetrate the front of you, though, very easily. Up or down. He's going to have a hard time with pretty much every part of your tank, so... unless he gets around you. Then you're in trouble. But that front end, he's going to have... Even the bottom plate, he's going to have a hard time. He just doesn't... He's kind of a wuss. He doesn't have much penetration for my German tank. So right there, you can see even with the minimal damage that I did... I got a bruiser. I don't know how I got that. Let's see. Damage enemy vehicles, modules, or injure crew members at least 5 times. What? Must have been that poor M1. And then the Bulldog, which I got an assistant also. Sweet. Of course, Black Chicken did much better than I did, so he probably made a lot more money than I did. But, yeah, not bad. You know, look at that. Ammo's not expensive. And 43,000 take home for a battle that I really didn't do a whole lot in. So let's ready up. And again with the crappy matchmaking. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not your dream matchmaking for sure. Though that doesn't, you know, tank destroyers tend to get a little bit rougher matchmaking, it seems like. I took the fuel back out and put my fire extinguisher back. Whoa, burp. The 100 octane anyway just didn't seem to do it. So once again, we're going to follow BC. BC knows where he's going. He's a very good player, and most of the time I find I win when I'm playing with him. And he always outscores me, so there's that humiliation. But I've also, you got to remember, this is the... When I played last week, all the French videos you saw I did in one night, and then released it over the week so that you had a couple videos to watch. I've got a couple more from Mitsutayo that have probably already been released by the time I'm releasing this, but unfortunately, I just have been too busy to really play World of Tanks much. Monday nights and maybe Tuesday nights I have time, but it seems like it really once a week is really the time that I have to play it. So once the season ends and things calm down for me, that will definitely be going up, but right now we are just, like I said, we are just swamped with work. I've got weddings. I've got like a double-header wedding next weekend. I've got Indian wedding in October. I've got others and weddings every weekend, plus all kinds of computer work and all kinds of photo work, and I'll take it. I'll tell you what. But it's you know, definitely putting a little bit of a damper on my chicken, just totally annihilating the opponents. Now, unfortunately, we do have a lot of artillery in this game, so this Jagdtiger 88 doesn't know what he's doing. He's got his armor totally angled the wrong way, and I'm still not able to get through. Oops. This guy does. Oops. Nice miss. Yeah, he won't be able to get through my head. And I won't be able to get through his, but it's just, let's be there to absorb some damage for our teammates. Hurrah! The IS-3's on top of the hill. We should be able to command this position pretty soon. I've got an IS-6 rolling up. Yeah, and that IS-3 just hit the KV. Yep, right through. It's poor KV-4. And there's the artillery. Yep. And he killed my gunner. Freaking artillery. And like I told you, that's your biggest concern in this tank, is that you are hardy bait. I mean, that's how it is. That you're going to be blasted by every single artillery that can blast you. Black Chicken just got hit by artillery. Yep, and we're moving out. So, but there's nothing you can do about it either, really, unless your teammates are good and they go get them. You are screwed pretty much as far as that goes. And that's just one of the things about this tank that you got to get used to. It's not a nice tank as far as artillery goes, but it has other perks, and that is that it's, you know, it's nice to go in against other tanks. So I'm already on my way to the base. See if I can help. Oh, shoot. There goes Black Chicken. Rats. These guys definitely pushed the cap. Don't go too fast. I'm not a quick tank. And I'm getting spotted by the Type 62. He just hit me good. Probably going to have an incoming from artillery here in a second. I'm trying to get by this rock, so it's harder for them to hit me. It may not help. That was a good hit on the Type 62. Spotted me good. Now, the good news is our tanks are going to have their artillery pretty occupied for the next couple minutes, so... they got a Tiger 2 down there.
Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt. Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt.
And unfortunately, I'm spotted, so that means I'm going to be a target in a minute. Yep. Well, that's good, though. Good, good. I'd be glad to absorb damage for you, Mr. Tiger. Mr. Tigger. We're cousins. We's cousins. The Tiger 2, of course, is the turreted version. Well, I guess it would be the other way around. The Jagdtiger 88 is the non-turreted version of the Tiger, and we have an inbound. Trying to get... Hopefully these guys see that really aggressive AMX. The AMX is going to tear a hole through that Tiger. Yeah. Hopefully the Bulldog can stop him, but he's got 6 shots. You know, AMX is, of course, a vicious tank. And I can't, the buildings are in the way. I can't get to him. Can I hit him yet? Yep.
Der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.
I don't want to hit our Tiger. All right. So I did a little bit of damage. Once again, not a fantastic game on my part, but did my part, and we won, and Black Chicken did his part, and we won. And once again, 40,000. So here in 2 battles, I've just made 80,000 credits, and those aren't very good games either. So, you know, if you, 29,000 after the expenses. I got damaged pretty good, but yeah, this thing makes some money. Bounced some. In fact, here's we can look at this. You can look at see I bounced 480 damage. All right, let's go again. Wow, and it could be because I'm platoon with Black Chicken, but this is our... I played a couple other battles that you guys didn't see, and this is our 5th battle in a row with Tier 9 matchmaking. So usually, like I said, you get a lot of Tier 8 matchmaking in this tank, but it is preferential, so you get 8 and 9. You will never see 10, unless you platoon with a regular tank from Tier 8. And that's your own dang fault. So... one of the things that I feel about this tank, and this is just a feeling, I don't feel like it's a game changer, honestly. If you have a bad team, you're gonna make little difference. If you have a great team, you're gonna make little difference. You're kind of in the middle with your ability. You can sometimes turn the tide, but it's a very difficult tank. I've had some nail biter battles in this tank where I've saved the day because of my armor and my fast firing gun, and those last couple guys couldn't finish me off. I've also had battles where I'm the last guy and there's nothing I can do because I'm getting overrun by 6 tanks. So, dude, could you just stop? Get out of the way, seriously. This kind of stuff is really irritating. Pick a direction and go. Some of us are slower and we need to keep moving. So anyway, this tank can, you know, I'm not going to say it's a game changer, especially in a Tier 9 battle, but you can see it's pretty lax Tier 9. It's like 3 or 4 Tier 9s and then a bunch of 8s. But it's definitely not that kind of tank because it's slow. And like any slow tank, you can't flex to what's happening in the battle. So where you are is where you are. And unless you get away, like that last battle where I saw the cap was in trouble, and even then, I still didn't get there fast enough to be able to help that much. So it's one of those things. Follow BC. I'm not liking this position. I see artillery. The M12 just killed. Oh, wow, nice shot. Seriously. Oh, the RH has totally demolished our freaking IS-3. That was a hard hit on his point. On his, Shooting BC. Try to block for BC here. We got lots of tanks coming down to our left. Not a good thing. And somehow we're getting capped already. What the frick? Freaking freakity freak. Yep, and I'm getting shot in the side. Dang it. Got it back. Trying to keep his STA pin down. Nope. And that happens too. So sometimes you just get crushed, and we have a team that bunched up in the middle, and we were part of it. So we should have gone further out, and that's what happens when you get surrounded. So let's see how BC does. He's still holding up pretty good. I couldn't get my hull plate, and that guy knew where to shoot me. So now that threw up high. It looked like. Oh well. STA's hitting him in the side, and that's it for Black Chicken. Loading gold T-44. We lose this one, but we've won the last 4, so might be a thing with that matchmaking. So now that Black Chicken had to go, and look at this first battle, tier 8. So this will be the last battle for the night. Don't know how it's going to go, but once again, I really I like this tank. It's a thumbs up for sure. It's not a great tank destroyer. You know what? If you like the British tank destroyers, this one's very similar, except for, well, it doesn't have the back armor that they do. They have back and side armor. This doesn't really have much on the sides or back. But it's just a unique tank. Actually, you know what? It reminds me a bit of the American T-28, but with a much faster rate of fire. And a little bit better mobility. But it is bad. Once again, this is just bad mobility. And my crew is really good. I mean, they're a third, almost 4 per crew, so it's not like they're sluggish. They've got the ground resistance, you know, perks and the clutch braking and all that stuff. So it's just a slow tank, and that's in this world that we tank in this day and age. The emphasis really seems to be on fast mediums and fast light tanks, and it's hard to change the tide of battle in a slow tank. I mean, it's hard to change the tide of battle in a real light tank too. I get it, but some tanks like the T-44 and some of those other tanks are just able to get to where they need to be and really flex the tide of battle. And this totally got nuked. Where did he go through? Now the IS-3 is one of those tanks that isn't going to have a hard time getting through pretty much any part of your armor. He's got 250 plus pen. And the artillery's going to be out after me, so I need to stay mobile. Where did that guy pen me, though? It looks like it bounced off my side. I don't know how he did that. He's going to do it again. Staying low. And we're going to have, yep, here comes the artillery. And I'm... Look at that. All 4 of them are firing at me. So the point is, like, do you bother? Yeah, and that's what I warned you about, you know, at the beginning. You are a freaking arty magnet, and that's all there is to it. And now this T-34 is looking to finish me off. I want to get out of here, but unfortunately, I'm just totally pinned now. Yep. Name it me. And here they come again. Everybody shoots at the Jagdtiger, like I told you. And that's it. That is something that will never change. Oh, look at that, I'm racked. I probably should fix my ammo rack at least. So I got too aggressive. I should not have pulled up so far. I have not played this map, I think, more than once in this area since they made all the changes because, well, they made all the changes. So, and I haven't been playing since the new map came out, so I'm not familiar with where to go. But yeah. So that's your experience in this tank. You're pretty much screwed if you have more than 1 or 2 artillery on the map. And as you saw there, proof's in the pudding. Every single artillery is firing at me the entire time. So that's how it is. And you're big and slow, and they know it. And you're weak. So the top of the tank sucks, and there's no armor. Get used to it. All right, so now we're recording. Mr. Mean is with me in his Super Pershing. And we are going to hopefully do okay. We've also got one of our very disillusioned clan members on board. I think he's going to quit the game. All right, so
I'm gonna go over to the left initially.
okay, I'm gonna try to kind of hold the corner as long as this IS will let me do it. Hopefully he'll let me get in there.
I never go that way if I'm in a heavy.
Yeah, it's really not. This is where the tank destroyers and stuff should be.
It looks like we lost the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, not enough heavies went that way. Except for the IS-5. What is that?
No, 5916 made it to the top. Our lights did not bother to go up there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They didn't go up on the up to the top of the lighthouse.
Correct. For some reason, they're over by you.
Yeah. How did I miss that?
Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt.
You know, with 200 penetration, you think I'd be able to get through the front of a
Der ging voll durch ihre
T-150,
Panzerung.
but nope. And I just lost half my health. I'm not sure what hit me to do that, but that was huge. Must have been like a, I don't know, something big hit me. And unfortunately, that IS took my corner, so now I can't get the hull hidden.
He shouldn't be over there.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to move out. I'll be up the hill in about 45 minutes here.
For some reason tonight, these players seem specializing in getting in the way.
I had that the last battle. I had a guy in a one of those, I think it was a T-57 medium, and he just kept, or whichever one's the medium. What's the one that you like? The American medium that's got the autoloader.
You have the T-69 and a few others. I haven't gone up that line. The Bulldog is the only one I have as an autoloader.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm thinking John Braun. He's got the I think it's the T-69, the one that comes after the T-71. Yeah, we've lost that back corner there.
Wirkungstreffer.
But at least I can shoot their scout.
Ha, der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.
All right, I'm going to hang down the hill here a little bit because we do have guys coming around the corner. We got an E-25 and some other tanks coming. So be careful. You're back. There's guys coming around behind you. A bunch of them.
Yeah, it's nice of the T-34 to run off.
Ready to take off? He's going up the hill.
I don't know what he's doing.
Hopefully, I'm going to try to hold for you if I can, but I'm pretty. This is not the greatest position. Here comes T-28 prototype. Can't get shots on him. See if I can.
I'm getting it from all sides.
Angekratzt.
Ugh.
Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt.
Trying to get hull down here.
Das muss wehtun.
Unfortunately, that T-25 only has his front to me, so I can't. There we go. Nice. Did you get him? Oh,
No, they got me.
no. Somebody got him. What else do we got over there? Got a Luva. Man, this is tough because
Der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.
broke the Luva's track.
Wirkungstreffer.
Let's turn that big gun on me. Yep.
Wir haben sie nicht mal angekratzt.
Come on, guys. Reload it.
Wir haben sie
No,
nicht mal angekratzt.
he's gonna kill me. I gotta get down. Dang it.
Das war's für uns. Raus hier.
What are you gonna do?
Been some rough games tonight.
Yeah, it has been. It's been interesting. That wasn't too bad. 55,000 income. And we
That's what
won.
makes that tank good, is the income it brings in,
It really,
even in a loss.
yeah, it does seem to do. I average. It seems like I average about $30,000 to $40,000 in a bad game. And since they've changed the pay scale, it's not like what it was. But I've gotten more 100,000 plus games in this tank than any other tank that I've played. It makes a lot of money. But then again, sometimes it bounces off of T150s that aren't angled. That gets a little frustrating. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, all those things help. And that was a lot of fun. Once again, this tank is, like I said, it's not a major game changer, but it's a good money maker, and it's, that's really one of its big strengths. So anyway, have a great night, and I will see you on the battlefield.